Billy No Mates. Lost Order of the Jedi Clan. You will not know me from any films because I'm blacklisted for not wanting to take it up the arse, or not wanting to take anyone up the arse. It seems if you're not au fait and down with the notion of sodomy and modernity, you are silenced by the satanic system for not being grubby enough, revolting enough, perverse enough, disgusting enough, ribald enough, or weird enough to indulge in unholy practices. This may come as a shock to some of you perverse and the damned upon this 12 days of Christmas. But I can promise you this: I would never indulge in such an indecent act in my entire life willingly. That's why I know all you depraved, you morons, you deranged, you imbeciles, you unholy, you damnable, will face the great wrath. And it's all because of bottom pokery. You weird people. And the lies that surround the perversion of bottom pokery. And the need for drugs once you've been bottom pokers, I imagine, because they all seem to do crack as well, or coke. Grubby chemicals up the nasal passages, ripping your mind into shreds of insanity, thinking you're a genius for 5 minutes, and yet years of pain afterwards. It's a disgusting thing to do, and it's barbaric to the senses of modernity and holistic, holy reality. God is the truth. But the translation of the Bible in the modern British is still not perfect enough through all the refinements of the ever-changing English language. The new Bible needs new terms installed to make it more precise in understanding from a contemporary basis of reality. Now we know what we know. For instance, lightsaber in Genesis in place of fiery sword. That could be now true. Halo in place of crown of life in James 1:12. Cannabis in place of fragrant cane, which doesn't exist in the book of Exodus. These are the humble examples of knowledge that I possess in my wisdom, what I have of it, which render me so more knowing than the average Joe to the biblical awareness that these changes must be met with understanding, wisdom, and realization. Only a Jedi could have found a lightsaber under a hill in Syria with his innate faith and complete belief in the Force God of God. And that it's arguable this lightsaber has now been found. Nor Sham owes me £20 if he's decent. The Jedi Protectorate are required now for a sustained period of time for an almighty meditative defense shield awareness system against all foreign threats. I trust this is the knowledge of God. Good luck, and may the Force be with us. That wasn't it. That's not what I was meant to be talking about. That's not what I was meant to be talking about. I was meant to be trying to be amusing, trying to say something funny, but I took so long setting up the shot that I forgot the joke and the essence of the comedy that I intended to express. And then, you see, I just went on some kind of biblical rant And that's why, to bring it full circle, in the clever way that I'm accustomed to, it brings us back to Billy No Names. New Year's Eve, and I'm stuck here on my shoddy wicket with nothing to do, nowhere to go, no one to see, and no one to do. No ladies to do, may I just be exact. I don't wish to do them in that sense, but I certainly don't wish to do a man. You're grubby, you're unwholesome, you smell of wicker bastards. And I'm not interested in vile skullduggery with a man's genitals. I'm hardly interested in vile skullduggery with a woman's genitals. And they're much more compelling to the eye than a man's set of grubby whatnots in his underpants. Oh, the rage out there bellows, and I hear it. I hear the wrath of God. But I will not be disillusioned from his love for me, even though I find endurance as a faithful testing in these broken years of secular damnation. I shall continue to believe and have faith even though I sin every day, not willfully, not even willingly, just coping strategy-wise. But I can tell you this, I think I was right when the angels came, and they didn't want me smoking in bed. It's not a blanket ban on smoking per se. That would be really boring of God. No, it's pure wisdom. It's don't smoke in bed. Because invariably, you might have had a few, you go to bed, oh, I light one up, and you fall asleep, and your fag drops out, and your bed goes up, and you die in flames, right? And the angels don't want to see that happen to a believer. That's what I think, and I can tell you this, when I got the visitation from the higher beings of light, because the other day I went to bed, and I put a J in my mouth, and I didn't even inhale, but I heard the words, like I've heard so much as a schizophrenic. I heard the words, who are you to defy the angels? And I didn't take a drag, and I was like, oh, it's don't smoke in bed, because when the angels arrived in the film I made about years ago, all they did, it was a fifth dimensional meeting, a phantasm of reality under the divine holy God. And these two blue light creatures, humanoid in shape, but made of light and featureless, appeared in my room, and the nearest one flicked a cigarette out of my mouth, whereupon it hit my hoodie and set fire immediately. And I patted out the flames of bed, was so inspired I went to university to make a film about it, and I'm now 14k in debt to the British government for making this film about meeting aliens, or angels, as they are, and what, still are. So I had access to higher realms, legitimately, in this, and they don't want us smoking in bed, and I haven't had a smoke in bed since 2012, and I can swear that's true. Which brings me to the other point, which I've momentarily forgotten if I can retract it, or retrace it. Oh no, I've hit the void. I've become self-conscious, self-aware of my own ignorance, embarrassed to even call myself a genius, and just now look desperately at the people of reality watching this and say, what do you think you should do if you were illuminated by God and you had been met by angels who don't want you smoking in bed, and you had had miracles that were answered immediately after prayer? 2 or 3, not loads, 2 or 3, 1 is enough.